Hello amazing viewers, good day to you all. Welcome to my channel. Talking about the Senate President, does he ever get to flip the pages of newspaper? If no, why doesn't he flip the pages of the newspaper to see what's going on? Because I was kind of taken by surprise that a Senate President, the number three person in the country, is asking a fellow senator of his, Oshiomhole, if what he's talking about did actually take place in Nigeria. So if he doesn't flip through the pages of paper, why they do one? Because if I, as a citizen, can go through the pages of paper to see what's going on, then I see no excuse as to why, or reason as to why the number three person in the nation should not do so. And if yes, why should he see what's going on and act like he doesn't know that is going on? Just push it aside like concern me. For a number three person, I'll keep saying this thing. For now, in the history of the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio remains the worst Senate President ever. And that is why these people don't even think about looking into the judiciary. The kind of miscarriage of justice that we see every now and then from the Nigerian judiciary. If Godswill Akpabio is acting like, okay, what does Oshiomhole, not like I'm a fan of the Oshiomhole anyways, if he's acting like, okay, what Oshiomhole is coming as a surprise to him, then tell me, how will they be able to look into some of the miscarriage of, justice being done by the Nigerian judiciary? A couple of weeks ago, a very serious, notorious bandit or terrorist leader was sentenced to 20 years in prison. After all the thing we don't do finish, now 20 years they give up. It was even one of the reasons why Nigerians got angry over Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's judgment. One of the reasons. Because his own, they did incitement of violence. Incitement of violence was the reason, they said. The words he said, from where the video he did, and said what he said from where he did it. And then the same person, we don't kill several people since. They give him 20 years. Please explain to me why Nigerians should not get angry. For a crime that warrants death penalty, you are giving the person 20 years. And I will not also be surprised if we wake up tomorrow and we hear that, okay, there was a jailbreak and this wanted person, or no, not wanted, this person will now be declared wanted. Please, make it make sense to me. As much as I'm not a fan of the Oshiomhole, I am going to commend him. I'm going to commend him for being bold enough to talk about the madness being displayed within the Nigerian judiciary.
How can an offense that carry death penalty, a judge reduce it to 20 years in prison? That is not acceptable. He has violated the laws passed by the parliament. Number three, sir, and this will be the last.
Has that happened in Nigeria already?
It has. Somebody convicted of terrorism was sentenced to 20 years in prison. When the law says act of terrorism, if convicted, shall attract death penalty, no judge has a right to pronounce less than that. It is only when you have implemented the law, interpret the law, not the sentiment of a judge, the will of the people as conveyed in a law, then the president can decide if there are reasons for him to do so, whether to commute or to reduce. Death penalty on terrorism. This parliament is on record as having done that. Mr. President, I am troubled when, after all the efforts that security agencies and the prosecuting authorities have to invest to secure conviction, because unfortunately the state cannot behave like a mob. So you have to prosecute, follow due process. I am troubled by the conflicting judgment by various high court judges. Where the law says act of terrorism, if convicted, shall attract death penalty, no judge has a right to pronounce less than that. It is only when you have implemented the law, interpret the law, not the sentiment of a judge, the will of the people as conveyed in a law, then the president can decide if there are reasons for him to do so, whether to commute or to reduce. How can an offense that carry death penalty, a judge reduce it to 20 years in prison? That is not acceptable. But he has violated the laws passed by the parliament. Number three, sir, and this will be the last.
Has that happened in Nigeria already?
It has.
Somebody
convicted of terrorism was sentenced to 20 years in prison.
No.
Can I be allowed to land? The civil senator, you have Mr. President, that is the leader of Assad. They told them they have a group.
You have 30 seconds.
A terrorist group called Assad.
You have 30 seconds to land, but please be guided.
Okay.
Let's concentrate on the issue in discussion.
I will be guided. These are our people. For example, somebody allegedly kills someone who came to attack him on his farm. And because he killed in self-defense, the man was sentenced to death. But there is no evidence that those who have come to attack farmers and kill farmers, there is no evidence that they have been so convicted, sentenced to death. These are some of the issues we have to deal with so that nobody is given any excuse to misunderstand what is clearly a national challenge.
Beg my people, if Senator Godswill Akpabio, as he sit down there so, they claim say he no get information of wetin dey happen, then please, what is he doing there as a Senate president? Is he not supposed to be ashamed of himself, asking Senator Oshiomhole, has this thing happened in Nigeria? And then, in fact, I feel like he knows that this thing actually happened in Nigeria. I just feel like he knows, because for you to not be saying, you have to be guided, you have 30 seconds. You see this thing they are doing in the house here, every time I look at their plenary section, you are rushing people when they are deliberating on something important. My question is, where are they rushing to? Where exactly are they rushing to? They will go to Mr. Tinubu's dinner on Friday. They don't mind staying there the whole of the day. They won't mind staying there throughout the night. And even forget that the nation is burning. But to discuss something that borders on, how to fix the nation that is burning, Godswill Akpabio doesn't know about it. He doesn't know at all. Shame suppose they catch her, because now me shame go catch me. That I, as the number 3 person in this country, doesn't even know that somebody, the judiciary, has given one kind of judgment, or given judgment that you cannot even explain. Please make it make sense to me. Sunday Jackson here. I may not be Sunday Jackson in him. I think it's Sunday Jackson. The farmer in question that this Senate President, Senator Oshiomhole is talking about, awaits death. Why? Because he defended himself. And then the terrorist leader that got Oshiomhole questioning the judiciary got 20 years. Now, if the judiciary understand the law and understand that the penalty is 20 years, and evidence they say this person don't kill people, please, why did they reduce it to 20 years? If somebody gave them the judgment and gave them the order to say, don't give this person death penalty, who is the person that did so? Because I'm just trying to wrap my head around the whole thing. We have several cases where the judiciary has become a mess in their judgment. Several cases. The ones that borders on election matter, the ones that borders on criminality, you just keep name it. You keep calling them out. The judiciary, we can talk about it from now to tomorrow and we'll never get tired. Because even within them, they still question the same thing. There is a penalty for certain things. But you go about giving 20 years. And you expect people to not question how you arrive at life imprisonment for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And you expect people to not question that you were biased in the judgment of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I followed the whole Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stuff, and I just look at the council to the federal government, even, advocating, rooting for death sentence for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He never kidnapped children. He never kidnapped women. He never, molest women. He never carry a group of persons, then go molest women. Nothing of such. That he made a video and said what he said. And then you did not even think of the 20 years. You went ahead and say, oh, this person will stay this thing. Because why? It be challenging for court. So now no fit trial. And that's the thing. There is no way the Senate president will tell me that he is not aware of what his name is talking about. In Nigeria here, I feel like the judges now, maybe they go in secret. They just go behind closed door and discuss with, the cabal within the government to know, okay, what's their next move. Let's be guided. You have 30 seconds. They fear. They fear to want to talk about something they are supposed to boldly talk about. If the 10th assembly, the assembly where they active, where they actually work, I'm telling you, they don't move for the impeachment of Tinubu since. And there must be some kind of way where we have to end all this nonsense that we'll find anyway. This now here they even the same, even though it don't happen for our own. But I think it's worse here. There must be a way where we have to stop seeing a way where we can stop seeing all this rubbish. Where an assembly will be paying allegiance, loyalty to the number one person instead of a nation. Somehow there must be a way to end this thing. Because anytime I think about it like this, my head they run crazy. You are acting like you don't know what. You should be ashamed of yourself to act like, to say you don't even know all this thing and ask questions. Where people will not know about them for this country. Now those people will not get access to phones and access to network. And television. Every other person is aware of it. And then you, number 3, is boldly telling us that you are not aware of it. Shame on these individuals. Even though the Adams Oshiomhole is very annoying and part of the corrupt system, but I will still commend him the day we talk the one way they good. And I commend him for saying this thing. It is high time they looked into the Nigerian judiciary, because what they are doing here, is nonsense. I am telling you. 10 judgments. The judgment out of 10 cases, go look up. Most times, 8 out of it na miscarriage of justice. If not all. 8 out of it na miscarriage of justice. And we can't continue like this. A nation whose justice system is messed up is a finished nation. Take it or leave it. Thank you so much for watching. Please do leave your opinion in the comment section. Kindly subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Click on the notification bell the moment you subscribe. That way you get to know as soon as I publish. Thank you so much, guys, for all the love. Thank you for the immense support. God bless you richly. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you guys in my other videos.